Hey there, friends. Happy Thor's Day. As most of you know, Thor is my very favorite superhero of all time, and I love him, and it's okay because he's Chris Hemsworth, and yeah, he's really nice. Okay, we are working in our Big O Book O backgrounds. This is an altered newsprint publication that I picked up at the store at Food Lion because we're not like going a whole lot of places still, and it's really fun to find art supplies or things that you can alter in the same place that you can buy groceries, which is awesome. So always check out those kind of free publications. I usually pick up a couple. Pick up one for Mom because she loves to read these kinds of things. They also have really beautiful covers on them, and it's really fun to work on newsprint, you guys, because it reminds me of being in school and how the art cart would come down the hall, and he always had you color or do whatever you were doing on newsprint, because I think that was just a cheaper option. So we're going to work in this book. I'll just kind of flip through it really quick. We're going to this is sort of a trash to stash. This is something that would have ended up in the trash that you can make into a book of backgrounds, and you can use different techniques to put color on the paper. This started out as just some strips that I cut to make paper beads, and then just kind of lost interest in paper beads after I made a whole lot, and I just never used the rest of the strips. So I thought they looked really cool on this page. Again, I use paper strips here. We are going to work on this page. Last night I cut some travel brochures from National Geographic. My friend C sent them to me. I also had some from my friends Jody and Tom that have the kitty cats that I usually sit. So I just wanted to take these strips. Now, this would typically just be trash, right? But we're going to turn it into a page in our Big O Book of Backgrounds. Now, from the Big O Book of Backgrounds goes into actual backgrounds for art, as well as we're just going to cut it apart and use it for other things. Because what is the fun of making art if it's just going to lay around and do nothing? I like the idea of art that works. I like the idea of art that is recyclable. I like the thought of art that carries on, because it is a story. When you look at layers and you look at the way that you're using the layers and putting them together, then that tells a big story about you and your art, and how you view it and what you do with it. Okay, so let's start here. Like I said, all I'm going to do is, Tammy's real simple. She can't be real intimidated, so she has to do very simple things. So that's what she's going to do here. I don't know why I started talking about myself in third person, but I did. We're just going to put these strips on the paper. I don't think anybody works with paper strips quite the way that Miss Shannon Green does. Of course, I'll put a link to Shannon's YouTube channel down here because nobody does paper like Shannon Green, my friends. She is an absolute treasure in this community. She's a wonderful person. She is kind to the nth degree. I can't even describe her. She's a shining light, and she's funny, and Lord knows, we need some funny. And the thing is that Shannon is as well, she's had adversity, but man, oh man, I mean, she makes the best of it, man. She just does her thing, and she just proceeds on, and she's never not done art. She's done other things, like like most of us. Sometimes you got to kind of do that other thing when things require it, right? I've just really gooed up my hands. Hold on just a minute. out in a bit of a blob. It's raining outside. This is a great little project, you know, for a rainy day. You can get very specific with it and do, you know, a color theme if you want to. You can, after I get a few things down, I'm going to go back and tear some strips and add some interest to this. The idea for me with my painty paper, okay, so Shannon is the painty paper lady. But the idea for me with this was that I wanted to, I don't like to get this paper, this newsprint, wet. So I have to look for alternative ways to alter it, but not paint it. I know that makes sense to you, right? You want to alter it, so, you know, the first thing that we think about is dragging out some paints and painting it, and that's like, you know, I don't want to do that, because then this newsprint will turn into a big ball of mush. We will not have newsprint, we will have paper mache. I can't really wait to kind of start using this book, because it's really turned quite pretty with its propensity to, you know, if you're using inks or markers, then the inks and markers tend to bleed through, and it gets very, very pretty and very interesting on the pages. So it's really fun. You're kind of creating your own paper pad when you do something like that. An idea that's been kind of rolling around in my head lately, because I'm really trying to buy American made. And, you know, most of art supplies are not American made. So that's why I kind of like to make my own things and do my own thing. I think I might save those for our torn paper that's going to go down here. If you guys enjoy this kind of thing, please consider supporting me at Patreon. I will put my Patreon link. You get lots of free content, free printables. And it's a more personal, kind of personal look at my life and home and the doggy and all kinds of things like that. There we go. So now we're starting to kind of, and we might do a couple pages, because I really did have a lot of these strips left. The strips are from harvesting, like I said, harvesting a travel brochure. And I needed to even up the pages so they'll fit into flow journals. So, you know, things couldn't be that big. I also kind of dig taking the white off. You know, that white strip of paper. There we go. All right, now I want to tear some pieces. And then we'll put these down as well. And like I said, if I have enough left, it does look like I might have enough left to do one more page. So, you know, this kind of just adds a little bit of extra interest. Look at the yurt, you guys. Isn't that neat? I could live in a yurt. I've been watching Port Protection, which is about people who live in Port Protection, Alaska. There's just something very intriguing as the world gets more complicated. It's intriguing for me to watch, you know, sustainability sort of programming. It's just very interesting. There's a whole different mindset than, you know, thinking that we should have everything handed to us on a silver platter. And we forget how to, you know, develop self-sufficiency. Kind of the survivalist sort of thing, you know. I don't think I could do it in Alaska, though. It's very cold there. You know, maybe somewhere else would be cool. Okay. All right, we have finished one page. Kind of rubbing the sticky off. I am sorry that this is shiny, but you know, you guys get the idea of what we're doing here. Is that not pretty? It's really neat. I did have a space right here that I should probably fill in. Hey, I'm going to fill it in with one of my favorite images, which is a Buddhist monastery. Oh, that's not a Buddhist monastery. I don't know what that is, but it's pretty. All right, let's do one more. And then we're going to be finished with this book. And then we'll be into the, tearing it apart and making it into something else. You can see that I've cobbled some of it together here because I cut some images out to use for other things. I just can't leave well enough alone. He's trying to alter something. Poor Chris the other day, I said something to him. Y'all probably heard this story before. I was like, can you not just leave it alone? It works like it is. And he's looked at me and I looked at him and I went, I'm really sorry I said that. This is from the girl who picks up a publication at the store so she can change it into something else. Yes. Oogie. It's great when you have a relationship where you just can look at each other. But after 26 years, that's kind of the way it goes. 26 years, December 10th. Gee whiz. I did not know it would last so long. There we go. I'm obviously kind of just chippy away in at this. I'm using bits and bobs. And I might not have enough to do the whole page, but that's okay. I have to tell you, this is very satisfying. Because you're really just mindlessly like gluing things on. There's a big charm in mindlessness, friends. You know, we've been called upon to think quite a lot lately. And if you can fall into a state of creativity and not thinking is powerful and fun. It even makes you physically feel better. You know, we're still suffering from the recent unpleasantness as it's, which is the recent unpleasantness being, just upheaval in one way or another. It's just upheaval after upheaval after upheaval. But, I am dismayed at that, here, I'll put it like this. If you get sick, it's highly unlikely a politician is going to show up at your door with chicken soup and a Z-Pack for you. So just gnaw on that for a minute. Just let that roll around for a second. So before you unfriend or defriend or develop hatred or don't like someone because of their difference of opinion, just think of that. Would this person show up for me? No, they're not going to show up for you. Friends and family are very important, particularly now, as we are in a state of don't know what's going to happen next. Okay, we are almost done with our strips. What I'm going to do is take, this is some, where did this come from? Junk mail. But I thought that the color was really pretty. I think we'll use that to make us some strips. And then our next session will be to start to use the papers that we made. And I don't know what we're going to do with them. I have a few thoughts. See how the unevenness kind of makes it all come together in a sweet way. That's pretty, isn't it? You need a couple things over here. There we go. All right, my friends, there we go. Let's just kind of check out what we did. So we did this page. I'll go back and trim these strips off. But the idea behind a creativity project like this is to just roll with it. You're just moving, and that is really important. You're allowing your creative self to really shine and really come through and really be able to flow from your head, from your spirit to your head to your fingertips. And that sort of flow is good for your soul, my friends. Happy Thursday to you. I hope you'll try a newsprint publication. I mean, it's a put together book. You can usually buy, they're usually free at the grocery store. So there you go. Have a great day, y'all. See you later. Bye.